The auditorium buzzed with excitement. Families filled the seats, cameras ready, eyes glued to the stage. It was graduation day, a moment every parent dreams of. In the third row, Marcus Turner, a decorated black Marine with over 20 years of service, sat tall in his pressed uniform. His chest carried rows of medals, each telling a story of courage, sacrifice, and honor. But today wasn't about him. It was about his son, David, graduating with top honors from the Naval Academy. Marcus scanned the stage, spotting David in his crisp white uniform, standing among his classmates. Pride swelled in his chest. This was the boy he had raised alone after his wife passed, the boy who had promised to follow in his father's footsteps. But then, from the corner of his eye, Marcus noticed movement. 2 security guards were making their way toward him, their expressions tight and unfriendly. At first, he thought it was just routine, but when they stopped directly in front of him, the mood shifted. "Sir, you need to come with us," one of them said, his voice low but firm. Confused, Marcus asked, "Is there a problem?" "You're in a restricted seating area," the other replied. "This section is for family of graduates." Marcus blinked in disbelief. "I am family. That's my son up there." He pointed toward David, now standing proudly on stage. The guards exchanged skeptical glances. One of them smirked slightly, as if Marcus's words were nothing but an excuse. "We'll need to verify that. Please step outside." People in nearby rows began to turn, whispers spreading like wildfire. Marcus could feel the eyes on him, judging, doubting, assuming. He tried to keep his voice steady. "Gentlemen, I've served this country for over 2 decades. I've bled for it, and now you're telling me I can't watch my own son graduate?" The taller guard folded his arms. "Sir, I'm not going to ask you again. Let's go." For a moment, Marcus considered standing his ground. But the last thing he wanted was to disrupt his son's big day. Slowly, he rose to his feet, the weight of humiliation heavy on his shoulders. The guards flanked him, guiding him toward the exit. That's when it happened. A figure in the crowd stood up, broad-shouldered, wearing the unmistakable trident pin of the Navy SEALs. His voice cut through the murmurs. "Hold up, that man's not going anywhere." Heads turned. Another SEAL stood, then another. Within seconds, 6 Navy SEALs were on their feet, eyes locked on the guards. The room fell silent. Marcus froze, caught between disbelief and a surge of emotion. Something was about to happen that no one in that auditorium would ever forget. The air in the auditorium felt electric. Every eye was fixed on the 6 men standing tall in the aisle, Navy SEALs in their dress uniforms, their posture rigid, their presence impossible to ignore. The lead SEAL stepped forward, his gaze locked on the guards. "Do you even know who you're talking to?" His voice was calm, but there was steel behind it. One guard shifted uncomfortably. "Sir, this man is sitting in a restricted section. You were just about to embarrass yourselves in front of the entire Naval Academy," the SEAL cut in. "This is Master Gunnery Sergeant Marcus Turner. I've read his record. He's served in more combat zones than you've had hot meals. And that young man up there," he pointed to David on stage, "is his son." Gasps rippled through the audience. Cameras from the press started flashing, catching every second. The second SEAL stepped closer, his voice low but commanding. "You will apologize to this man. Now." The guards glanced at each other, realizing they'd crossed a line they couldn't erase. One muttered, "Sir, we're sorry." Marcus didn't speak. He simply looked at him, his expression unreadable. Inside, he was holding back the storm, years of serving a country where moments like this still happened. But this wasn't about him. This was about letting his son have his moment. The SEALs parted, creating a clear path back to Marcus's seat. One of them placed a hand on his shoulder. "Come on, Gunny, you've earned the best seat in the house." As Marcus walked back down the aisle, the crowd began to applaud. It started with a few claps, then grew into a standing ovation that shook the room. Even the commandant of the academy stood, saluting as Marcus took his seat. Up on stage, David spotted his father again. Their eyes met. David straightened his back, a subtle smile breaking across his face. That smile said everything. "I see you, Dad. I'm proud of you." When David's name was called, the applause was deafening. As he walked across the stage, he stopped mid-stride, turned toward the crowd, and gave a sharp, flawless salute, directly to his father. Marcus returned the salute, his chest swelling with pride. This was worth more than every medal he'd ever worn. And as the ceremony ended, the 6 SEALs found him again. The lead seal leaned in and said, "Gunny, we've got your back." Always. For the rest of the day, no one dared question where Marcus belonged. Because the truth was clear, he had earned his place. In that seat, in that room, and in the history of the men and women who serve with honor.